Hello again. Welcome to the podcast. This is for people who would like to hear me talk longer. Let me tell you, this is not for everybody. If you're just in a relaxed state and you just want to listen to some new, strange, and sometimes wise ideas, so just keep watching. That's for you. And I just hope I make sense because I will be talking most of the times I'll be talking off the top of my head. I do write things, but it's mostly spontaneous. So yeah, and of course, please keep giving me feedback on how you find my ideas. If you agree with them, disagree with them, the things that you find the most valuable, or the things that you would want me to talk about. So anyway, now first of all, I would like to just share. Today is a happy day. For the first time on Facebook, one of my videos crossed the 1 million mark organically. No promotion, nothing. And so this video was about why not to pamper your children. And I don't know, I mean, how many pampered children are there, but it really just resonated with people, and I was so happy. And so please go check out that video on Facebook. It's also on YouTube, but yeah, it crossed the 1 million mark on Facebook, or Facebook, because I upload all my videos both on Facebook and YouTube. Anyway, so yeah, today was a really good day. I'm very happy. What else? Acha, one more thing. So since I am a counseling psychologist, I take clients as well. And for past 1 week I have not been able to answer any calls, so I apologize if you've been trying to reach us, any inconvenience caused to you. So we are totally overwhelmed right now by the requests that we have been getting, and in future I will definitely hope to make a bigger team, but I must just tell you, it's not actually very easy to make a bigger team when it comes to psychology, because to train people, you almost need to turn them into philosophers, and that's not really easy. So it's not just an organization where you just give them cut and dried format and just policies that need to be followed. No. So that's why it's very hard for me to multiply the quality of ideas or the quality of service that I want to give through this organization. So it's going to take a long time. So until then, please bear with me, and I take as many cases as I can, as many clients as I can. So do keep reaching us, and we do have a waiting list, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. But really thanks for approaching me. I am actually very grateful. I am overwhelmed. I could not have imagined a day like this would come so quickly for me, but it did. So thanks again to all of you. And now I'll get back to today's podcast. So today's podcast is about friendship. So I wanted to talk about friendship because this is one of the lesser explored areas, and so I thought, let's start with the starting. So today the topic I chose is how to make new closer friends. And let me get back to the podcast. And so today the topic that I chose was about friendship. I think friendship is one of the lesser explored areas when it comes to philosophy or just ideas or even psychology. So I wanted to talk about that. So the background of this is, I consider myself a reasonably good friend, and over the past 15-20 years, I've been able to manage good friendships. I've been able to make really good friends, and they still are close to me. So I've tried to deconstruct that process. And so I tried to make this podcast about how to make new close friends. I've done that many times in my life, so I thought, why not deconstruct that and just share it with everyone who might be interested in. So this, I think, would be the most useful for people who just move to a new place. It could be from school to college, college to their new job, or just to a new city, or just also general in life. If you just want to enhance your social circle, how do you make friends, and how do you make new close friends? And that's the topic that we are going to be exploring. So of course, as any idea goes, and as any phenomena goes in the social world, it's of course a multi-dimensional issue, and there are so many variables behind it. So I'll just begin with the beginning. When you meet someone new, or when you meet a new group, what are the best qualities, what are the best traits or behaviors that you can engage in to make better friends, or to just bring people closer to you? So I'll be discussing two ideas today, and how they have helped me, and how they have helped me repeatedly, I could say, and how I've seen them working in other people's friendships as well. So I'm saying this because this is just to assure you that these have been tested. Yeah. So the two ideas, actually I'll be talking about them simultaneously also. So I'll just first tell them what those are. The first idea is about persistence, and the second idea is about just prioritizing the friends. So the persistence and prioritizing. So let's talk about both. What do I mean by these things? First of all, just to tell you that these really are very, so I know, just redundant emphasis, but these really are very important ideas when it comes to friendship, especially in the beginning, and I'll discuss those why. So persistence means when you meet some new people, don't give up on them too quickly. And there are many reasons why people give up on them, and just friendships never really take place, and then never really take root, so to say. So persistence is really important. And the second one is prioritizing friends. And so many people make mistakes there, and they just divide their time and their priorities to different things or other people, and just putting other things ahead of friendships. And that is just number one way of losing your close friends, or just not being able to make close friends. So persistence and prioritizing. So let's get into the details of it. So I've written a few points, and I'll discuss them. So initially, when you enter a new group, or just you meet new people. So let's talk about you go to a new place, and there are people who you see already as friends. When you enter a new group, you are the outsider. But if you stay long enough inside, you start to make your own connections, and gradually, if you just keep at it, you can hope to make your bonds stronger than others. But the important thing here is you can't start expecting very quickly, and that's what most people make. They get this wrong. They make mistakes in this area. They start expecting very quickly. Why aren't they calling me first? Why am I not their first priority? You haven't paid your dues yet. You just entered a new group, and it's going to take time before you're going to get priority there, before people are going to put you first before others. That does take a lot of time. And if you start expecting too much a little too early, it'll definitely backfire, because first you'll start to sound needy, clingy, and when you get hurt, you'll start making sarcastic comments. Oh, now you remember me. Oh, why don't you hang out with your other friends, and all of those things. So you need to just chill, and you need to just give it time, because when you meet new people, the friendship, it taking root, it does take time, because the goal is to develop familiarity. As you get familiar, you get closer, and also to develop some levels of dependability. That takes time too. So persistence in this case is almost a foolproof strategy in making new friends. And You just need to let the time do its magic. And you can almost equate it to many other areas of life. For example, a company. So a company, when it comes out with a new product, what does it do? It markets itself persistently until it develops some kind of trust, or some kind of loyalty, or just some kind of attention, some kind of presence in customers' minds. So in a way, you are advertising yourself, your personality, that yes, I am a good enough human being and you can associate with me. So that's what you're doing, and that's why you also need to be persistent. And in that way, choosing friends and selling yourself as a good human being is just another task, and it's going to require persistence. It's going to take some time, so you'll have to be patient there. And just like in advertising and marketing, people make the mistake, like they'll come out with a campaign and second month they'll be disheartened. Oh, this is not working, customers are not turning up. And one of the best advices there is just keep doing it, they will turn up. So in that way, it kind of that metaphor works here as well, that analogy works here as well. So you just keep being there, keep hanging out with them, and ultimately the dependability, the familiarity will grow and the friendship will become closer. So just be there. And the good news is, you won't always have to put in this much efforts. You don't always have to be this much persistent. Like once you secure a good place with people, you can then relax a little. Then you can afford to like cancel once in a while, not too much. You can then prioritize other things once in a while, again, not too much. So but initial persistence is kind of important. And before I get onto the other part, I'll briefly discuss dependability as well. Not dependability, prioritizing. So prioritizing, this is about you putting your friend ahead of, or just above, other situations or other people. And I'll discuss that very quickly. So in the initial first few months, it's so important that you make the other person feel, or other people feel, that yes, I am putting you first, like you mean the most to me. If you continue to divide your efforts or just attention between them and some other group of friends, the friendship will not take that much of depth, or at least not very quickly, or maybe never. So this is why it's kind of very, very advisable to initially at least prioritize your friends over other things. And when I say prioritize it, I mean it in many different scenarios. So initially in the first few months, first couple of months, if you have to choose between like if there is a plan coming up, and if you have to choose between your new friends and your older friends, try to prioritize your new friends. Reason, because you are already secure with your older friends, or just even if it's family or just acquaintances. Try, again, not too much. You have to continue to maintain a balance. You don't want to cancel too much on your older friends, because that would ruin that friendship. But still, while prioritizing time, try to give the majority of it to the new friends, because they must feel important, because that will then ultimately lead to the sense of closeness. Okay, yes, when I want him for fun or for help, anything, that person is there. So to develop that sense of friendship, initially you need to prioritize your new friends over other friends or over other people. And the other thing that I mentioned was prioritizing those other friends over situations. So situations, when I say situations, I mean, if there's a plan coming up, okay, or like you've made a plan, let's go for a movie, and your friend says, no, let's just hang out at home. You're talking to your new friends. So in that sense, you can sometimes become very rigid in your own plan. No, I just want to do that. I'm just in mood of that and this and that. So you can end up fighting over those things, and you can end up being a little too rigid on your choices. There I would say, and this is also a general rule but especially important in the beginning, don't choose experiences or things over your friends. Ultimately, your goal is to hang out with the friend. Your goal is to just remain with them, just stay with them. And it could be at home, it could be out in a movie, it could be out at a party, it could be just sitting at the road curb, anywhere. The point is, you stay with your friends. So you put friends above your plans. And sometimes if you have to let go of your plans and just hang around with them, that's okay. Maintaining a positive vibe is really important, and they must feel that they are prioritized. Again, these things are of balance. I have to, because don't go in too much of an extreme. You don't have to completely lose all the ground and just agree to everything. Sometimes you would want your requests to be met and fulfilled. That's okay, but it's an overall feeling. Like, never go into an argumentative or a negative zone over any particular plan. Like, that's not worth fighting over. That's not worth creating a bad vibe over. You try to negotiate, you try to just put in your preferences. That's, you should always do that, but make sure that the positive vibe, the positive environment is not ruined, and that you treat your good vibes, you prioritize your good vibes with your friend over other plans. So, and this is why, and another reason to do that is, if you think about this, most of the times, places and things, all of the things that we do in life, they become extra fun due to the company only. So on your own, if I just ask you to go to the best party and you're just alone and nobody to talk to, you would just feel, okay, after 15 minutes you'd be like, okay, that was fun, but you'll just start getting bored. But if you're with your closest friends and you go to the worst place ever, the most boring, the most uninspiring event, and you can make the most of it just because you have the right company. So in that sense, people actually do matter. So for that reason, it's always advisable to put people first. So this is what I mostly mean by prioritizing. And also, sometimes plans get spoiled because of friends' mistake, and that happens all the time. I'm just mentioning more and more scenarios where you need to prioritize the friendship. So if your friend forgot to bring something, and it's because if your friend is getting late for the movie, and because of that the movie plan got ruined, or something can happen, in those cases it's very important that you prioritize your friend over the movie, over the particular mistake. It's like, even because of your friend, maybe your friend is driving your car and they just get into an accident, and your car is damaged, and there is this you get an expense of like 2,000-3,000 rupees, and you're really annoyed, frustrated. But in that sense, prioritize your friend over the car. Okay, instead of getting angry and, okay, how careless are you, fighting with the friend and just blaming them and just giving them a piece of your mind. No, just you need to just focus. Okay, no, this is just a thing, the car is just material, and I need to prioritize people over this. And like I said, this is also a really good principle to have in life in general, but becomes absolutely crucial when you're making new friends. So put them first, put them ahead of other people, put them ahead of things, put them ahead of plans. And that's when they'll feel that, okay, I'm being given good importance, and this, I can rely on this person, I like this person, and I would want to associate with this person. And that's how the friendship grows. So, and when you combine these two things, the persistence and prioritizing. So for a few months, and I would say, I think 2 to 3 months should be good enough to make that friendship flourish, for it to take roots. 2 to 3 months is good enough. For 2-3 months, if you just prioritize that friendship and you just remain persistent, you don't give up on them, you don't expect too much, I think you'll be able to make really close friends in those people. And one more thing about groups. Groups are always from a distance they always look very intact, like, oh, how do I just enter that group and how do I become part of it, because those people seem to have already great bonds and I'm just an outsider, nobody knows me. But as it happens, when you really enter and when you really start hanging out with them, you find out, uh, those bonds aren't actually that strong. They are really weak, and I just, okay, this was a group of 5 people, and only 2 seem to be really close friends. One is just on the fringe, and sometimes people are coming and going. One person joins, another leaves, and that happens all the time. And among that group, there are a lot of grievances. There are past fights, and people are bitching about one another in that group. So making your space in a new group is not exactly that hard. As long you just need to have some of the few basic friendship qualities, and I hope to discuss more of such qualities in future podcasts, or some of my refined videos. But I'm just giving you a picture that it's not that hard. Again, you're gonna have to be persistent, and you're gonna have to prioritize some people, so that you make direct bonds with them, and soon you'll be part of the group. That happens all the time. So, and yeah, so these were, I think I've covered most of the points here. So I'll just conclude this. Making new friends can be really hard, and it can sometimes be intimidating as well, especially for people who are not very used to it. People who are naturally introverted and they don't have much of an experience in just making a lot of friends. But let me tell you, being able to make new friends is one of the best arts or capabilities that you must develop, because if you learn to navigate your social life, if you learn to navigate around people and make decent, good connections, that can be your biggest source of happiness in life. So many studies, so many researchers have told us that for life satisfaction, good human connections, they make the biggest part, in fact, the biggest part of life satisfaction and well-being. So learning those qualities can help everyone on the spectrum of introvert to extrovert. So everybody can make use of it. Extroverts might end up making a lot too many friends, they might have a lot of interaction. Introverts might do with much less of it. And but nevertheless, we all want some connections, we all want good close connections. That's a need for everyone. So this is why it's actually very wise to invest in learning the abilities, learning the skills to be able to make new friendships and then to sustain them. And this has been one of my areas of interest and my passions since years, and it has served me well, I must say. I enjoy my friendships a lot, and I'm able to sustain them, and I'm really lucky to actually have a good number of friends. So that is the reason, I can definitely say my friendships definitely make a big chunk of my life satisfaction. So this is why and these two qualities, these two attributes that I just mentioned, persistence and prioritizing them, they have served me really well. So there's no reason they won't serve you too. And I think nature is neutral. If you do the things which work, ultimately you'll get the same results. So that's what it is about. So I hope I made a good case for persistence and prioritizing. Please try that. It's going to take some time, because that's why it needs persistence, but you'll definitely start to see some results with these two ideas. And if you do, please come back after a few months and let me know how that went. I would love to know. And also tell me in the comments if you like this topic and if you would want me to talk more about friendship. If I find that you do want to hear more about this, I have so much to share. So this is the idea of this podcast. I'll be sharing a very wide variety of ideas, and whichever you find the most valuable, I'll talk more about them. So please keep telling me in the comments, and also if you can give examples of some examples from your own life about any good qualities of friendship that you think you have or you have successfully used in making close friends, do share them in the comments. Do let us know what makes you a good friend. And maybe, like, I want to know what else is there. I want to know, maybe I want to find some new things which, like, I might learn too. So please keep sharing, keep commenting, and that's it for today. To invite me to your school or corporate organization for counseling seminars, or to set up a long-term counseling contract, email me at shridharlifeschool@gmail.com or WhatsApp on this number. An important request before you go: if you like the ideas shared in the video or you found some benefit in using them, I request you to help me in growing further. I'm trying to build a team of researchers and video makers so we can deepen our knowledge and make more such videos. You can support me by making a donation to Shridhar Life School. Go to shridharlifeschool.com/donate. If you're watching on YouTube, you can use the Paytm link shared in the description below. Any amount is welcome. Thanks a lot for all of your support thus far. I really am very grateful.